Welcome to the Beyond the Vines podcast, where I interview local business owners in Sonoma County to highlight small business and grow our community. I'm your host, Amy Ehlers, a mom, realtor, and Sonoma County native, and I'm excited to connect you to some amazing people in this beautiful area that we call home. Welcome back to the Beyond the Vines podcast, where I interview local business owners here in Sonoma County. I love being able to spread the word about them and introduce you to the owners and the faces behind them. It's such a great opportunity for all of us. I am here today with Andrew Wooters of Balance Sports Performance. Balance is a boxing-infused workout studio. It's located on the east side of Petaluma. The actual gym is a little bit newer to our workout scene here in Petaluma, and I am really excited to hear more about it. I have tried his classes. They are amazing, and so I am so happy to have him here today. Welcome, Andrew.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm excited to be here.
It's such a good fit to have you in here and telling us about this, because it's something that I had so much fun in your class, and I was brought in by a friend who's so passionate about it, and so it's been really fun.
That's awesome. The community has been so fun because of that exact reason, that we've grown really organically and like naturally through the community, which has been awesome. And you know, we're steadily growing. We're coming up on year 2, so still babies in the industry here, but having a lot of fun with it for sure.
Although 2 years, that's already longer than I thought. That's fantastic. yeah, that's great. So tell us a little bit more about your background and what inspired you to open Balance.
Sure. So I have been in fitness for about 15 years now professionally. I grew up playing sports. It was my favorite part of the school day was ending school and going to play some sports. But once I finished college, I wasn't really exactly sure of what I wanted to do. I took a job doing IT recruiting originally and just wasn't very happy. There was no way I wanted to do that for the rest of my life. And I loved fitness. I was still training on the side or after work or on weekends. And that's where I found so much joy. And I was like, I just want to do this full time. So I'm actually from Washington, D.C.,
the
D.C. area.
That's far.
Far, yeah, really far. And when I made the switch, I moved to California. So I moved by myself 3,000 miles.
Did you know anyone here already? Like, what made you think California?
Originally, my older brother, Nick, I have 3 older brothers. My second oldest brother, Nick, lived in San Jose.
Okay.
And I came and visited him for like a week over Christmas one time and just tried to see if I could make it work, see if I could find a gym that wanted to hire me or, you know, like kind of start the journey. So it was nice having some family close because it was a scary move and I was switching careers. A lot of scary things were happening. Exciting, but scary things were happening.
For sure, like a total life change.
Yeah. So I stayed with my brother for about a week. Got a job at the Bay Clubs right in San Jose, which was awesome. So went back home, packed my car, and drove 3,000 miles by myself.
That's amazing.
It was awesome. It was a really cool experience for sure.
And how long ago was that?
That was in 2015.
Oh, okay. So it's been a while.
Yeah, it's been a little bit. So I lived in San Jose for a couple years. Worked at the Bay Clubs, was coaching lacrosse out in that area, and then started a company called Wooters Warriors, which was really fun. We were doing more of corporate training, so I would go pitch to companies to have their employees come work out with me.
Oh, I love that.
They ended up getting a kickback when it came time for taxes and stuff. So it was kind of like a win-win for everyone.
Yeah.
It was super fun, loved doing it. I had an opportunity to go to San Diego and work with some super high-level athletes. So one of my best friends from high school, Les Spellman, he's the best speed coach in the nation.
Wow.
He has had, I think, in the past 4 years in the NFL draft, I think he's had like 3 of the top picks every single year. So he's amazing at what he does, unbelievable at what he does. And he brought me under his wing and kind of took me along for the ride there. And it was super fun. I did more of the strength stuff. He did more of the speed stuff, but it was amazing working with this super high-level athletes, Olympians, NFL guys, NBA guys. It was crazy. It was really awesome.
Amazing experience.
From that, which was really cool, it was like in San Diego. It was like a big warehouse that was like sports performance warehouse. We had a turf field in the back.
Oh, wow.
San Diego, so it was like 75 and sunny every single day. The owner of the whole place decided to put a boxing gym in the front portion of the gym. And she asked me to be the general manager. So I was like, absolutely, I'm down. Let's do it.
Yeah.
So that was really fun. Big switch up. I had never boxed before.
Amazing.
But I fell in love with it right away. And part of my contract with her, I said, I don't want to be a poser. I haven't boxed before. I don't want to be talking to these pro boxers or the boxing coaches, and I want them to respect me.
Yes.
So part of my contract, I got to check out every day when the pros train, and I got to train with them.
Wow.
Which was amazing. So I just dove in 100%.
Yeah.
It was awesome. It was
It gives you some street cred. Too.
Yeah. Super, super amazing and very humbling as well. I thought I was in good shape until I started boxing, and I wasn't. Boxing opened up a lot of really cool avenues for me. So after I saw how amazing it was and how it made me feel afterwards, my cousin lived in San Diego, and she's one of the top doctors in the area, specifically for high anxiety or depression. She works a lot with addicts and recovery as well. And I linked with her and her practice. So I was working at one time with professional athletes and addicts in recovery. And
how cool. Like
boxing
combining the two.
Yep.
That's amazing.
It was beautiful. It was really cool to see the positive effects on this wide range of human.
Yeah,
this is really, really cool. San Diego was amazing. Loved it. Got out of that realm and jumped into the F-45 world. So I was managing a couple F-45s down in the area. Moved to Florida for a little bit. Opened up 2 in Florida.
Wow.
Moved back to San Diego. And then I worked at a company called Fit Athletic.
Okay.
It's a big box gym. It's beautiful. It's kind of like an Equinox, like a higher scale gym. And I was their fitness manager. Loved it. Had a really good time. And then COVID hit. And it was like time for a switch up. Yeah. My now wife, she was my girlfriend at the time, is from Sonoma County.
Oh.
And so she had a really good job opportunity to come back and do interior design up here.
Oh, amazing.
So I've already made a couple of moves. I'd moved all around by myself. So I was like, look, let's do it. You know, our 5-year plan became our right now plan.
That's crazy. I was wondering what brought you to Sonoma County. San Diego's a hard. I mean, Sonoma County's an amazing place to move to. Obviously, it's my favorite. But San Diego is a hard place to leave. So.
It was definitely hard to leave. Yeah, it was definitely hard to leave. It took me a little bit, but I have absolutely fallen in love with Sonoma County. I see the beauty every day in it. I enjoy it. You know, it took me a little bit to get away from the beach scene for sure, but yeah, it's been amazing. So came up here and knew that I wanted to open up my own spot. I knew that was what was next for me. I knew that I wanted to create a really special community, and that's how Balanced Sports Performance started.
It's amazing. Yeah.
We started right away actually with I turned my pickup truck into a mobile gym.
Oh, wow.
So
tell me more about that. Like, how did you do that?
It was so it's there's some funny photos, but I basically created this product out of my trailer hitch, and it held 2 boxing bags.
Wow.
So at one time I could train up to like 6 people. We'd have people on battle ropes off the side of the truck.
Oh my gosh.
Doing
weights.
Would
you just pull it up somewhere?
I would just pull it up to parks and parking lots.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
Especially during COVID.
It was a lot. It was a lot. It was beautiful for the fact that we could train specifically with boxing without me having to be right in front of someone, where they could go on the bag, I could tell them what to do, and then it was outside. So it was much safer aspect to doing that.
Yeah.
A lot of my clients felt more comfortable just being outside anyway, so it was like great, perfect.
Wow.
That kind of took me until a certain point, and then COVID was sort of ending at that point, and I was aggressively looking for spots. I fell in love with Petaluma when I got up here. It has the best community feel to it. It has a little bit of a younger vibe to it. It's just I really fell in love with Petaluma, and I knew that was going to be home base for us.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, we're excited to have you here.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you.
That's amazing. I love hearing all the background of like all the twists and turns your life has taken to like get you to this point, but all the experience you've gained that whole time to be able to
so grateful
here.
for it.
Yeah.
Each step of the way was a massive learning curve, but then just adding things to my arsenal of how I could train people or who I could train or all these different really cool avenues, and it's been a journey for sure. Fitness is a really tough industry to make it in. But if you stick with it and you love it, there's always a way to make it work for sure.
Well, and I think that comes through in your classes too. The passion that you have, it's very evident when you're in there. It's not like you're just teaching a class. You know, this is your like life. And
part of our like main pillars of BSP, energy is really contagious. And the best teams I've ever been on, you walk into the locker room, you walk into the gym, and you can feel it right away.
For sure.
So a big thing for me was like making that energy like top priority. Making sure
love
people walk in and they're smiling, they're high-fiving, everyone's ready to go. It's like, that's really, really contagious. So we built that as like one of our main principles of, you know, when you come, you show up and you work really hard. And it's hard not to work hard when soone next to you is going all out.
Say, when you're seeing the person next to you on both sides.
Totally.
Yeah. That's awesome. I love that. Let's tell our listeners like a little bit more about what your workout includes, like what kind of equipment you do, I mean, obviously it's boxing infused. Can you tell us more about it?
Absolutely. Yeah, I would love to. So we like to break our week up a little bit. Mondays, we do strictly strength. So we're only focusing on lower body strength. With that being said, there's no cardio on those days. Right. So on our lower body strength days, we're using resistance bands, dumbbells, barbells, trap bars for deadlifts. We are trying to focus on putting on muscle those days. So with that, we have certain sets and reps that we go through. We'll always do like a warm up together, a dynamic stretch with everyone, and then we jump into the base part of our workout. And we'll always end with a finisher, whether it's some body weight stuff or extra core work at the end. Friday, we do the same thing for upper body. So Mondays and Fridays, we have strictly strength days. And then every other day is a mixture of boxing on the aqua bags. They're these big rounded bags that are full of water.
Very cool.
It's a mixture of boxing on the aqua bags and then functional training on our dumbbell racks. So those go for 10 rounds and you're switching back and forth between those two sections.
Great.
We just added in recently yoga as well.
Oh, amazing.
So part of our program is that we want someone to be able to come to the gym and get full spectrum of everything that they're looking for.
That's awesome.
So I had yoga on Thursdays. We just moved it to Sundays, which has been great.
That's a good yoga day.
Yeah, it's been really, really good. So full spectrum between strength, cardio, and the yoga now as well.
That's amazing. So you can get all of it there.
Yeah, one-stop shop.
In your name, balance.
The biggest thing that we try and tell people as well is a big thing that we see in the fitness space is that if you go to any big box gym, half the battle is showing up.
Right.
You're only half the way there.
Right.
You have to figure out what to do if you're doing it right, if your programming's correct. When you come to Balanced Sports Performance, we do all the thinking for you.
That's awesome.
Show up, come ready to work, have your water with you. We'll tell you exactly what to do, when to break, what we have tomorrow. We do all the thinking behind the fitness. And that is a super important piece because people are so busy and it's like, it's so hard to know, am I even doing this right? You know, and we hear it all the time when people come in. I go to the gym 4 days a week. I haven't gotten any results. And that's so demoralizing. So it's like we try and let people know we'll take care of all of it for you. We break down nutrition with our clients. We do all these different aspects, but it's like you don't have to think about anything, right? The easiest analogy I give people is when my car breaks, I don't pop the hood.
Right.
I just take it to the mechanic, right? It's like, let me do the thinking for all of that.
That's brilliant. Well, and I think, too, the way that you have it broken up, so, you know, you've got lower body on Mondays, you've got upper body on Fridays. People aren't, like only focusing on one area. You've basically designed the schedule for them.
Absolutely.
So,
we also are firm believers where I'm very realistic. You don't have to work out every single day.
Right.
You know, so we tell people when you're starting off, 3 days a week is the money spot.
Yep.
Now, you're not off for 4 days. I want you to walk and hit 10,000 steps those 3 days, but that's a full week. That's 6 days of doing something really fun and active and amazing without crushing yourself in the gym 7 days a week. It's like your body needs the recovery just as much. So.
Definitely. I have to remind myself of that often. I'm like, no, wait, I can take a rest day.
Totally.
That's awesome. I love that you do that and that you encourage that for sure. So a little bit, I would love to know a little bit more about what makes you different from other fitness spaces. I know you and I talked a little bit before the podcast, but if you want to share that with everybody.
Yeah, I think one of the big keys, which we hit on, is we separate strength and cardio. I ran certain gyms for a long time, and even if it was labeled as a strength day, it's really a HIIT day, a high intensity interval training day. It's not true strength. That is a massive piece. So just a general thing that happens when someone comes in the gym. Most people are looking to lose body fat. Right. I think we would all like to lose extra body fat and have abs and feel great. A lot of the times people think, well, I'm going to lose body fat. I'm going to hammer cardio every day, all day. A simple breakdown is when we get off that treadmill, we get off the elliptical, whatever it might be, you have about a 30-minute window where your heart rate's going to settle down and we're not in a caloric burn anymore. We're not burning any more calories. When we strength train for 72 hours after that lift, our muscles are tearing and regrowing, We're still in a caloric deficit throughout that time. So to have true strength days is almost more important than just hammering cardio all the time. The other thing that makes us a little bit different is you are in and out. We are starting to ending the class with a warm-up stretch through the workout to a cool-down stretch, 45 to 50 minutes.
Which is key.
Which is key. Everyone's busy. We understand people have super busy schedules. We have set class times. You book into class, you come in, you're out before the top of the hour.
That's so awesome.
Super important. To just also be as effective as possible. You know, it's like you don't need to spend an hour and a half in the gym.
Well, it's not realistic. So, you know, if you have to give that hour and a half, you're probably not going to make the time to go because there's not an hour and a half in a day to make that happen. Yeah.
Another big piece is we're named Balance Sports Performance for a reason. So balance, just as we box and it's intense and we have lifting days, everyone has their vice, whether it's pizza or wine is big in this area.
I'm not going to say it's not my vice.
Whatever it might be, it's like we should understand that you're allowed to have that. As a matter of fact, you should have it.
Definitely.
But work really hard for it. You know, so I think the thing that sets us apart as well is one of the kind of gold standards that we have at BSP is results or excuses. Right. And as adults that come into my gym, we're 18 and above. So as adults that come in and they sit down, I'll give them a meal plan to follow. I will tell them exactly what to do in class. It's very easy to know if that meal plan's not being taken full advantage of, right? It's very easy to point that out. So we're big believers in like not just signing into class, but showing up for class. And part of that energy is like, you know, as we talked about earlier, part of the energy in the room, it's really contagious. So when you get to class, it's for you. Go get it. You know, go all out, work really hard, and enjoy the results of it. The other thing is we have a kind of ridiculous saying, but we help people get their swagger back.
I love that.
And I think it's been really important post-COVID. I think everyone started to get more anxiety, more depression, more all over the place. It's life was a little crazy, you know? When you come in to BSP, there's a lot of high fives. There's a lot of people giving fist bumps. It's a really happy, positive place. And we help people get their swagger back. You know, I want people to be really confident with who they are. I want people to understand that if they have 45 minutes of really hard work, challenging work, they should be so proud of themselves that they did that because that is for them.
Definitely.
We're big on the mind-body connection, you know, and I think a lot of places skip that and it's so important. So important.
I think that makes you stand out so much that's kind of something that you prioritize and focus on. It kind of builds back to your San Diego experience as well, and seeing that all tied together. I always tell people that's why I work out. It's honestly just because it's cheaper than therapy.
Totally.
So
we call it punch therapy. You know, I'm a firm believer in it. When you finish a long run, they call it a runner's high. Your endorphins, your dopamine's through the roof. The same thing happens when you box or you work out efficiently. Is like you should feel amazing. You know, I tell everyone the gaining muscle mass and losing body fat. That's the easy stuff. We can do that, no problem. I want you to be able to, in times of vulnerability, I want you to be able to look at yourself in the mirror and be really proud of what you see. That's a win. That's what we strive for. So, you know, like you said, same thing. It's like that working out for me, that is my therapy. That's where I get all of my stuff out. The cool thing with boxing, and I love that you just brought that up, the cool thing with boxing is it's a physical release. We're actually punching a bag.
Which is needed on some days.
It's so needed. It's so needed.
It really is.
You know, it's an amazing feeling when you have a lot going on in your life, whatever it might be. You have a lot going on in your life, but you can wail on a bag and leave, and you're sore, but you feel amazing at the same time. It's a really cool combination of things.
That's awesome. That's such a full picture of what you offer there too. And the nutrition aspect is amazing too.
It's something that's so important. And I think that the problem is that sometimes nutrition gets so oversaturated. Instagram right now is great for some reasons, or social media, I guess I should say, is great for some reasons. It's way oversaturated. We just try and keep it simple. You know, we just try and keep it simple. Calories in, calories out, prioritize protein. There's simple ways to do it where no one wants to do the 9-hour meal prep on Sundays.
It's not
eats your whole day, and the food tastes terrible by the end of the week. So we understand that.
Too.
You know, it's like we're very realistic at BSP. We know how humans operate. We understand that holidays are coming up. It's going to be a lot harder, you know? So trying to help our clients throughout the different changes, throughout the different seasons, to make sure that their whole year is looking a little bit healthier than last year.
Well, and to tie the two in, it's so nice too, because when people are coming in for working out, like to do their class, you can also be checking in with them on nutrition.
Absolutely.
And it all ties together, which
Absolutely.
is really like the full package.
We run a ton of internal challenges as well. We just did a September shred.
Great.
And we based it a little bit off the 75 hard. It really, more than anything, it's just setting a foundation for your week, you know, and 75 hard is such an amazing thing. I think it's a little extreme in some aspects.
75 is a very long
It's a long time to do it.
But yeah.
But it sets a really good foundation. Drink enough water, work
Exactly.
out, get outside, read a book. You
Yep.
know, it's like all these things we should be doing anyway.
Absolutely.
So we kind of did a version of that, I guess I would say, in September, and the results were incredible.
That's
and
so cool.
the amount of people that not only said, you know, I lost 15 pounds, I gained 4 pounds of muscle, whatever that might be. But the amount of people that said, I got my mojo back. I'm feeling better at work. I'm a better mom to my kids because I have more energy. And that, to me, means the world. That, to me, is a win in every column for sure.
Absolutely. Let's talk a little bit more about the results, too. Do you have any, you know, without naming names, any clients that you've like really seen some incredible transformations?
Absolutely. Great. So when most clients come in, how we really operate, for the most part, we really like to start people off with what we call our 6-week challenge.
Okay.
So we start people with a 6-week challenge. Reason being, we're setting a lot of new habits. How many times a week to work out, how much water to drink, walking outside, positive self-talk, nutrition. There's a lot of things that we're trying to navigate through. 6 weeks is a short enough amount of time that we can give you some crazy results without being like, all right, in 9 months, we're going to get you there. It's like, no, we're going to get you crazy results right away, but we're not done after 6 weeks. That's the foundation. That's our jumping point.
Yep.
So most clients start with a 6-week challenge, and then we convert them into about a year membership.
Great.
In our 6 weeks, national studies is 2 pounds lost per week is generally the average. So we're looking at around 12 pounds.
Awesome.
We have a client who lost 30 pounds in 6
goodness.
weeks. Yeah. And it was while still enjoying weekend wine. It was while still occasionally eating breads and pastas and whatever else. And she's been able to keep that off because she set such a good foundation.
Exactly.
On the flip side of things, putting on muscle is a lot harder. It's a lot easier to lose weight, especially if you have a little bit extra to lose. It's a lot harder to gain muscle. To the flip side, we have had one of our clients gain 6 pounds of muscle in 6 weeks, which is astonishing. Really, really crazy.
Yeah, I'm sure just the feeling of that too, just feeling better about yourself, just feeling, again, more energized.
Seeing people walk in week to week is so fun because seeing people walk in, gyms are scary.
Well, and I think that 6 weeks helps kind of like introduce people into it and make them feel comfortable.
Seeing them walk in and they're like a little nervous and they're like kind of quiet to like week 2, they're high-fiving people to week 3, they're strutting in. It's like, it's so cool to see people get their swagger back. You know, it's really, really fun stuff.
That's so fun to witness that.
Yeah,
that's
it's
amazing.
awesome. It's like really awesome.
Good way to keep you going as well, to see that.
I get so much joy out of that side of the business. I get so much joy out of helping people just be who they are and be happy again. I love it. It's like, you know, I'm really grateful for things like Google reviews and Yelp reviews, but I also love when I get a text from a client that's like, hey, you really helped change my life. And my response is always, we have the blueprint. You had to put in the hard work. You did this. We're here for you, but you put in the hard work. It's just a really, really tight-knit, amazing community.
Oh, I love that so much. For anyone who's kind of nervous to try it, can you walk people through, like, what does it look like when you show up for your first class?
Absolutely, yeah. So we are open to any age range from 18 and above and any fitness level. I just trained last week a guy on the USA rugby team.
Wow.
To someone that hasn't worked out in 30 years, right?
How amazing.
The way that it's broken down, which is really cool. So our strength days, we will tell you the exercises, the sets and the reps and all of the programming to do, but you will pick your weight. So we don't have a set weight on the ground. That's really, really important. The other thing is all of our coaches have a bunch of certifications. So all of our coaches also know that there's a progression or a regression for every single movement. So if someone has a bad back or a bad knee or whatever it might be, without feeling awkward or out of place, we can quickly switch them and get them right back to the workout. On boxing days, the beauty of boxing is that it goes on a timing scheme. So boxing round is 3 minutes long, 1 minute rest. With that being said, one client might throw 400 punches.
Right.
One client might throw 100 punches.
Right.
Find your happy medium, because when you're boxing, the lights are down low. We have blue LED lights around.
So fun.
No one's looking at you. It's you versus you. You're on the bag. You can go at your own pace. And I think that's a really important thing for people to understand is like, no one touches anyone in our gym.
Great.
I've run fighting gyms before. There's no blood on the ground. It's super clean.
Maybe some sweat.
Yeah, maybe some sweat, some hard work left behind, but there's no blood on the ground. No one touches anyone. The only thing you're going to do is box on the bag and then go back to your dumbbell rack. So I think some people get scared of boxing that they think it's very physical. We are not, no one's sparring in there.
That's a
no one's
really
doing
good
anything
point for
like that.
people
Like,
to know. Yeah. I think too, it sounds like because you have the, different weight options and different speed that they can throw their punches, like it sounds like really any level that you're at, you can come in and make it a good workout for yourself.
The really amazing thing with boxing is from the outside looking in, it kind of looks like chaos, just like random punches being thrown and whatever. I come from a fighting background, so I come from a space of training professional boxers and amateur boxers and doing some amateur events myself. I teach my clients proper form, when to throw speed, when to throw power, how to move our head. So you start boxing, you realize there's thousands of levels to this, and that is really engaging as an adult. We stop learning things as we get older. We kind of get in our comfort zone and we're like, nope, this is where I'm at. Boxing is beautiful because anyone can do it and everyone can grow throughout it. It's always changing. You're always getting better at something. So it's really, really fun watching boxers also go from not knowing how to put their gloves on to being able to throw a 20 punch combination, no problem, and sustaining that for 3 minutes. It's amazing.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
To see that is amazing. So you have group classes, you have private classes as well?
Yes.
Great.
We have a little bit of everything. So we want to make it, again, a one-stop shop. So we have private training as well, where you can meet with myself or one of our coaches on a one-on-one basis. Some people don't want to be in a group. No sweat. We understand that, right? Some people are like, I want to come in. I want the whole hour to be what I want and what I'm looking for. Great. No sweat. Cool. We do semi-groups, so between 2 and 4 people. Sometimes people just want to work out with their buddies. Great. No sweat. We have that option as well.
Cool.
And then the other cool thing that we have is that we do a lot of mitt work. So mitt work is where a coach will wear pads on their hands and we're calling the punches for you and we're moving around the room. And so that helps people get way more advanced with boxing. So we have a little bit of everything, The other really cool thing is we have some clients that come in that want nothing to do with boxing. We have 3 squat racks in there. Right. We have over 2,000 pounds of bumper plates. Like we have enough weights and equipment in there that if someone has no interest in boxing, we can still give them amazing workouts and get them crazy results.
That's awesome.
Sometimes people get scared of the boxing. It's like, it's part of what we have. It's not all of what we have.
That's really important to know. Yeah. And could they come to those like strength training only classes and not have the boxing side as well?
Absolutely. We have membership options that you can either go unlimited, you can go a couple times a week. We want to make it so that it works for everyone.
Right. That's awesome. Do you have any kind of upcoming events or anything exciting that you want to share with listeners? Any changes?
We do. So nothing really too crazy coming up. Every year, especially for Christmas, I think it's really important with the community that we have that we give back. Yeah. So last year we did a massive box in the back of the room. We filled it with toys and clothes. Cool. And we gave it to the Women's Recovery Center up in Santa Rosa. So really important for us that we give back. And then after that, we always like to go and celebrate. So we'll go all out to eat dinner or, to a happy hour, something like that, where we can hang out outside of the gym space. But that definitely will be the next one coming up. We'll definitely do something here for Thanksgiving. We'll do something for Christmas as well. It's really important that we understand that we have more than we think, and it's really important to give back. So,
well, I think that helps obviously support our community, support some incredible organizations, but also build your community within the gym. It's huge.
Absolutely.
So that's amazing.
We'll run another challenge. We ran one in September. We'll run another internal challenge here in the next little bit as well. I know everyone loves the new year, new me, January. So we'll take a look at that for sure and
play
see
off that a little bit.
Yeah, exactly. And it's just good. It's it's really good for the accountability piece, that you kind of just mentioned. It's really important to get back on track. Everyone has their highs and lows throughout fitness. It's how the world works.
Totally.
It's how your year works.
Totally.
But it's important to be like, okay, had a lot of fun Thanksgiving through Christmas. Time to get back to it.
Time to get back to work.
No more cookies for a little bit. Yeah.
It is. It's the cookies and the wine. I'm going to say
They'll
everything
getcha.
else I'm really good about, but like a baked good or a bottle of wine, those are my vices. Getting off of work a little bit, what are 3 fun facts about you personally?
Ooh, number 1, I'm growing this amazing mustache.
Oh,
so
yeah.
Movember,
you do look a little different. Okay, Movember's coming into play here.
My wife hates it, so that's
As
awesome.
do most.
So, few fun things about me. I love playing golf.
Awesome.
It's like something I really enjoy outside. I love the whole activity of it.
Right.
Being with a couple buddies. My wife plays, so it's awesome.
how
We get to go
fun.
out together,
Yeah.
I love being outside. I think that's such an important piece to just like get some fresh air, check out.
Definitely.
I have a Belgian Malinois who's a nut.
What is that? A dog?
So, yeah, he's a dog.
Oh,
Yep.
Okay, can you describe what he looks like?
So
I don't know that breed.
He is cousin of a German Shepherd.
Oh.
So a
okay,
lot
that
of
makes
like
German Shepherd mix.
police use them. A lot of like Navy SEALs have them.
can
They
picture what you're
are
saying.
crazy athletic, crazy high energy, really, really smart dogs. So he's very much, he has to get outside every day, which is amazing for me as well. Sometimes I'm busy and whatever. I'm like, I don't want to. And he's sitting
He kind of
there
forces it.
dropping the ball on my lap. Like, let's go, dude.
I totally can picture the breed now. That's beautiful. Yeah.
I would say the third thing, I am falling in love with pickleball slowly but surely.
Oh, have you heard about pickleball here on Fridays?
No. Oh, I'm down.
Oh, every Friday we have pickleball from 3 to 5:30. I want to say, I'll need to double check that. 3 to
Love it.
5:30. And we just do it right in front of the office.
Oh,
There's
love
2
it.
courts going. Anybody can come. You can come anytime you want. There's usually a pub crawl after. Like,
I love
hit
that.
Nebraska anytime you want. Bring whoever you want. It's every
so
Friday
fun.
right in front of this office.
That's
so,
awesome.
Yeah. If you're not
it's super
teaching.
fun. It's I think pickleball is one of those things. It's like taking the country by storm
Yes.
right now, and it's awesome. It's
Yes.
it's so fun. It's not that much running. Everyone can kind of play it. I love it. I'm a huge fan.
Competitive.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing. We'll see like just random people walking down the street that kind of catches their eye and they'll see an extra racket or whatever it's called.
Jumping right
and they
in.
just jump right in. Yeah, we met one woman. She was like, oh my gosh, I got to call my husband. He's wearing his pickleball socks today. This is perfect.
That's
like,
great.
it's awesome. So
It's funny.
yeah.
It's taken over.
It really
taken
has.
over.
It's such a cool sport. So that's wonderful. Before I jump into that, is there anyone that you want to? It sounds like you've had a lot of people in your career that have really led you and taught you.
Absolutely.
But anyone you want to give a shout out to?
Absolutely. I think, I hear people sometimes talk about BSP and they're like, man, you did this all by yourself. And no, I didn't.
Right.
It takes a village. It really does. It takes a village. There were so many times that just things got stressful or I opened a business with no funding. I just threw it on 5 credit cards. I just went full speed. I had no employees. And there was times where, it got really hard. It got really stressful. And my wife believed in me in certain times when I didn't believe in me. Right. And like, how powerful is that?
Yes.
That there's certain times that I had self-doubt and she was like, you got this, dude.
Yes.
You're amazing at what you do. Like, keep going. Yep. I have a really, really close, tight-knit family. So my family to me is like everything. And that includes my in-laws as well. But super supportive. I guess I would say a super fun fact about me. I'm going home for Thanksgiving in a couple weeks. We'll have around 120 people there for dinner, all family.
Who hosts that?
Yeah, one of my aunts has to tent her entire backyard, and we get like multiple heaters, and the whole production's
Is it a
amazing.
potluck? Is it catered? Like, how does this
Everyone
work?
has something that they bring.
That is so cool.
So we'll deep
120
fry
people.
outside. We'll deep fry like 7 to 9 turkeys.
Very cool.
I think like
Yeah.
one person has rolls. It's like 300
awesome.
rolls. It's absolutely crazy. But my family is super, super important and have been with me every step of the way. And again, fitness is not an easy career to jump into. Fitness is one of those things that I think a lot of people want to get into it and then they don't understand how hard the ins and outs are. So I've been doing this for a really long time and I've just had an amazing supporting cast for sure. There's definitely certain people in the fitness space that have mentored me and taken me under their wing, and I could call them right now with any question. They would help me no problem. So it's been a village for sure.
Incredible.
A lot of people have helped me out on the way.
That's incredible.
I'm very blessed. I will tell anyone that will listen that I hit the wife lottery.
Oh, I love that.
I also got the in-law lottery
That's
as
so
well.
important.
My in-laws we got our mirrors were super delayed, like something ridiculous. Like, our mirrors were super delayed when we opened the gym. And I had a big video shoot, our first ever like promotional video, all this. And they stayed with me until like 3 a.m. putting up mirrors at my gym. So just like unbelievably supportive.
And do they live here?
They do.
That's amazing.
Yes, they do.
Yeah.
They're up in like the Windsor area.
Beautiful. Wonderful.
But just, I mean, crazy that, you know, without even hesitation, they came and showed up for me, and they always do, and really tight-knit family.
That's
so
everything.
Family to me means like more than anything. So I'm very, very lucky.
That is awesome.
Yeah.
And it's so important to have that support. I feel that all the time. It's like you doubt yourself, or you're feeling like overwhelmed, and to have that spouse there to be like, no, you've got this. Like, that's everything.
100%. I think it's one of those things, again, like why BSP is so special is like we pride ourselves on the community aspect of it. I think I can program better than most people in this area just from my years of experience. I think the gym is beautiful. None of that means anything. Our community is unbelievable.
That's so awesome.
I think, you know, with BSP, that is the kind of like the thing that makes us different. Our community celebrates people's wins. I'm a big believer in giving people their flowers right away. So if someone finishes a 6-week challenge and they smash it, I'm going to stand up on a chair in front of the whole class and I'm going to say, hey, so-and-so just lost 30 pounds. The whole class will go nuts. Everyone's cheering and yelling. If people get promoted at work, we celebrate it. You know, it's like, it's a very, very special group of people that we have there. It's very really, really amazing.
Yeah, and that really speaks to the people in there, but it speaks to the community you're providing for them, the environment you're providing for them. And so I'm sure they cherish it just as much as you do. So.
It's been funny to see, like, I went home recently. We had, I just had some family stuff going on, so I flew back to the East Coast, and just the messages that were coming in were like, you can't leave us, come back. I'm like, I'm not going anywhere. Like,
too long.
Like, I promise I'm coming right back. So very funny.
That's awesome. Yeah. That's great. So, before we sign off, can you tell our listeners where they can find you online, where your studio is located, all of that?
Absolutely. So our Instagram, you can find us. It's balance_sports_performance. If you just type in balance sports performance,
I'll put it in the
right
show notes.
Yeah,
so people can click on the link if that's easier.
Same with our website, www.balancesportsperformance.com. You can find us right there. We are located off of Lakeville Highway. So we are in the same shopping center as like Subway and Anytime Fitness. We're kind of down the street from Casa Grande High School. You'll notice us. We have the big LED lights all throughout the studio. So it's kind of got a glow through it.
Very cool. Awesome. Well, thank you so much for coming today.
Thank you for having me.
I appreciate it.
Absolutely.
Thank you for listening.
If you like what you hear, please be sure to like and subscribe, learn more about Sonoma County and all that we have to offer here.